and welcome to Snowrunner on the PS4. I'm UK Gamer 828 and today we are looking at the Chevrolet Apache 6x6 which came out yesterday. Now this vehicle you cannot put any trailer attachments, which is not great, but what can you do? If it doesn't take them, you can't take them. So what can you use it for? Now the only other reason I could use the Chevy Apache apart from scouting, which I've scouted all my maps, so I don't really need to do any scouting until we get a new map come out. But what about vehicle recovery? So what we're going to do is put the Chevy Apache through the test with the unlucky fisherman. Now the trigger for it is already there. I've just triggered that, and the other Chevrolet, so we got the Chevrolet picking up the Chevrolet. Where are we gone? We're over here, and we got this one, which is that one there, and that's got to go back to the fisherman's house, which is just over there, so it's not that bad to go through. I think we may as well, I think we're probably better off going into the quarry and coming through the back that way, and I'll come down that hill, pick it up, and I might even drag it back up that way. As I've driven round here before, you can see I've got a truck down in the water there, the freight liner, and there's a cargo container just there as well. So let's go and give it a go. So I think if we go straight into the quarry, we'll go around the quarry, come down to that side, so that's the open bit. If I put a marker there, you see how good it is. Now I'll tell you what, are we going to save time if we go down that way? No, we don't want to go down that way because that's the route we don't want to go. Now one of the good things with the Chevy Apache was how stable it is. You know, I've got the roof rack on, and normally that's a major note. We don't put roof racks on because it makes them very easy to topple over. However, the Apache is a lot different. It doesn't have that many issues. I have not rolled it. I've got it nearly rolled, but I have not rolled it yet. Now for me, well, you can see, look what we got there. We got a twin steer on its side, so I'm quite good at rolling vehicles. Whoa, and that one's just started lifting up. We have, seems to be cargo glitching through there. Anyway, so yeah, this map here on the Smithville Dam. Now this one is, I was doing a no recovery, so you can't recover back. Everything's got to either be picked up or and no recovery. Easy as that. So I've got quite a few tasks to complete on this one. I've got a lot of trucks down. I've got about 4 trucks, and I did actually put as of in the water yesterday, and it's absolutely buried. It's gone. But I might even try it for recovering that. But first of all, we're going to recover a Scout with a Scout and see how that goes. Like I said, I haven't got autonomous winch. I got rid of that, and I thought I'm going to go for the high power instead, because hopefully I shouldn't roll it as long as we go slow and steady. But I just found it to be really stable. Now there's the CK just down there, so as long as we go down the hill and don't go at an angle, see, look at the bend on that, the slant on it, and it, most of the time you'd be like, whoa, it's gonna tip, oh, it's gonna tip. But I find with this one, we're gonna go into low just so I can go slow, because this is half my trouble. I just go too quick and it just toppers it over. So is it going to pull this out alright? It should do. Let's put it into auto, because I didn't really want to use auto for it. Let's turn it around, drag that one out. Now I'm hoping it will just drag this out without any problems, as it is a 6x6, so we shouldn't have any issues with it, should we, really? So we've got the winch on, and I'll tell you what, it's going to need low, isn't it? Now I've got the mud tyres, where these seem to be the tyres to use. The all-terrain are okay, but they're not as good as the off-road, where the off-road are pretty good. And then you go on to the chain tyres, and the chains are great for the ice, but that's it. Really bad on the snow and everything else. And I'll tell you what, we are in low, and we can pull that up there without any problems, and hopefully we're not going to roll it. But this is the only vehicle what I've actually got where you're like, yeah, it is pretty stable. It really is. So why aren't the other vehicles as stable as this one? Just makes you think, doesn't it? Now it would have been nice to have, we'll bring that in a little bit closer actually, come on, otherwise it's going to get caught up on a tree. It would have been nice if they brought out a four-wheeled version of this, and that it would be, you know, the six-wheel was the optional extra, as it were. But no, we've only got the six-wheel version, which is a bit of a shame. It would be nice to have the original one, but it is what it is. Now I'm pretty sure as well this isn't Saber's mod. I'm sure, I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw that there was another company what made this mod. I'll go and do some research and find out what it was, because annoyingly I seen this when we first got the Apache, and it seemed to be from a different company, and they sort of sell mods for you to put in their game, well, rent them, I suppose. That's how it sort of works really, and I think that's the crack, and that is probably why it's sold separately. Whereas, you know, you think if you made this mod, would you want them to sell it as a DLC? And then for a DLC they'd say, right, you get X amount of money, there you go, we're going to use that in the game. Or if you sell it singly, you could get a cut out of it. So if you were getting those $3.99, say if they were giving you £1 out of it, you're better off sell 100,000 of them, and that's £100,000. Whereas if you sell them on the DLC, well, they pay you a figure for it. So I think that's why it's what it is. It's not their mod. They've actually got it to put into the game, and so they're probably limited on what they can do with it. And there's probably going to the tweaks as well. Because the other thing I found is, why has nobody tweaked this yet? Are they not allowed to tweak it? Is that the reason why? Well, you never know. But anyway, that as a recovery vehicle, that is no issues whatsoever. That pulled that out. Alright, it's only a CK 1500, so it's not super heavy or anything, but it did that without an issue, and we didn't topple over once, so can't really be bad, can it? Right, so all we've got to do is pull that into there. I thought that was it. Show task. We are tracking it. I am doing the right thing on it. Yep, it just says deliver to the fisherman's. Oh, I'll tell you what, you're in the wrong trigger, aren't you? I was thinking, hang on, that should just disappear. Well, it will disappear as soon as we get into the right trigger. And there it is. Brilliant. Right, now, also in that same bit, I've got a Freightliner. Now, if it's in larger, I don't think it will. But now, which is the best way? It's probably the best way to go is where we just went now. Yeah, because if we go around that other way, let's go exactly the way we came. And I'll tell you what, this steering on it is ridiculous. That's one of the bad bits about it, is that it's got a really bad turning radius. That it's crazy. It's huge, the radius on it, whereas there's no tight little bends on this one. And the other thing is, look at the fuel. So how long have we been doing this video for now? What, 10 minutes or so? And we've already burnt nearly all the fuel, which is why I brought them along on the roof, and I got the trunk supplies, because you bloody need them. You really do. You go out with this without any fuel. Of course, you can't put we can't put a skate trailer on the back. Well, I suppose you could winch it, but it's not quite the same, is it? Why they didn't put a trailer hitch on, I don't know. Perhaps they forgot it and it'd be added later, but I don't know. I'm gonna ask them about it tomorrow and see what their what the reasoning is. Perhaps the people who made the mod said, no, we don't want it towing anything, or we don't want this, or they forgot to add it in. We just don't know, do we? But as a stable truck, I love it. It's a really good truck. Quite impressed with it. It has gone anywhere I wanted. I landed earlier and was just driving around there without any problems whatsoever. It just got the job done, and there it is. That's the bit I missed. We want to go down that way. Why is it showing it there? That's where we want to go, there. So we've just gone past that, because I'm not sure if this, well, it shouldn't be able to pull a truck out, but you never know. Perhaps that's what the secret power was, because in my book, if you're buying a mod, don't you want that mod to be, you know, a bit overpowered? If anything, you just want it to be like, wow, you know, this is the best Scout we've got now. But no, it's just an okay one. And the top engine, I don't think you really need it. It does give you that extra bit of power, but the one underneath that one gives you a lot more durability. So, and you don't lose that much power when you select the other engine. Thought we were going to get stuck on a branch then. Whoa. Yep, we have got stuck on a branch. Come on. But see, normally you're on all these slopes and I'd be like, whoop, careful, whoop, going really slow. What? Take your time. And with this, you don't need to. Well, you will roll it, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you cannot roll it, because you can. But with the roof rack, it's pretty stable. And I'll tell you what, before, so we should be able to see the Freightliner, which should be, there's a container for it. It's hot down this way. I don't think we'll see it, because it's, I'll tell you what, we better get some fuel first, because if we run out, we might start just rolling down the hill. So that's one tank already gone. There it is. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to recover it with this. What do you think? I don't think it's going to have it, especially where I am as well there. But I have got the super strong winch, although it's not designed for pulling trucks out. I'd be happy even if it just moves it out a little bit. So we are winched on, and I'll tell you what, let's get a bit of slack first, and then we'll try and we'll do it in auto and see what happens, see if it moves it. No. And I don't think, well, then again, it might help if we try and flip it back over first, because there I am trying to drag it out, and the bed there is, well, you can see that's stuck into the mud there, so you're sort of dragging that over. So I think, well, to get in there, try and winch the truck over, whether we're going to be able to winch it over or not. I have got a snorkel, I think, haven't I? Yep, I have got a snorkel. Just got to wait, don't go in too far, because you start floating away like we are now. Oh dear. So one thing it does do is float. So if I can get that back, come on, get back out of there. Yeah, right, so winch point, let's do winch on the back, and which one's that? That's the top winch, which that one might be a better winch there. But if anything, we need to be turned around the other way, because we're not going to winch anything out like that, are we? See if we can quick winch it. Yeah, and that's not having any of it, is it? I don't think it's going to push it back over. I wonder if we can just knock it over anyway. And it's moving slightly, but we'll end up with the Apache in the back, won't we? I think this is going to be a bust just from the way it's set up there. Actually, if it was facing the other way, I could just roll it over and job's a good one. You see that water, it doesn't look that deep there, but it is deep, isn't it? I'm pretty sure we're not going to go across there, are we? As soon as you go down. Yeah, see, it does actually float. Crazy, it floats. You can see we're starting to move off already. Come on, get that winch on. There we go. Get that winch on. See if we can drag it over that way a little bit. because the ground there, it looks a little bit... Looks like we might. This looks a little bit shallower there, actually. No, it's not. We're still not going to be on the ground, are we? No. And now we're going to end up floating off, as we do. Winch. Yeah, and I'm not touching the ground, am I? But we are going forward. I'm a bit low. But no, so really, for a recovery vehicle, it's not going to work. It hasn't got enough power. I know that the Yar, sometimes you can... Oh, it's dragging it, mine. Yeah, with the Yar, you can actually flip trucks over. You never know, we might be able to drag this. No, it's not going to have it, is it? I don't even think it's moving, is it? No, we're just moving. Let's drop that winch off, put it up there, and then we get the winch on the back of it. Yeah, and it just pulls us back, doesn't it? We are sort of moving it. You can jerk it around a little bit, and it is coming a little bit. It is coming, but we're still unable to flip it, which is a bit of a shame. So, is it worth a recovery vehicle? Well, no, it's worth a escape recovery vehicle. Anything else you're going to recover, I think you're going to struggle with it, which is a bit of a shame. Because I was hoping it was going to be, yeah, it's super powerful and you can pull this, you can do that, and you can do this, but no, you can't, can you? But I am convinced I'm going to give it one more go. I'm going to put the hitch, probably shouldn't do it in reverse, should turn it around, but let's just try it this way first. And that lower one. That one there. And of course it's not going to have it, is it? Let's just turn it around and see if that works, but I don't think it is, because we're trying to pull the full load right over. Just winch on and see what happens. See, it is actually moving it. Let's go for a bit of low. And it is getting there. I think if I can turn it around the opposite way, then I'll be able to flip it back over. So we might get this job done. I didn't want to just leave it and go, oh yeah, well, it won't recover, but we can with a bit of low. Right, now that's stuck on there, so let's get back out of there, and we might be able to get on that grass bit and get a bit more traction there, because I think that's half the battle. Right, let's turn that round a little bit. Quick winch connected. Bit of low. Oh my god. It is pulling it. Okay, so it has got a bit of crawling action available. Put the handbrake on. No, it's still, yeah, it does drag it a little bit out, but look, you can see we're dragging it out now. let's change the time because it's getting late again. Put it to 1300, just like that, and then we can hopefully might be able to recover that. I'll tell you what, let's try and drag it a little bit further because it is actually moving now. It's in low minus, and if we can get it back on his wheels, I'll be happy. I really will. Because normally I wouldn't have even bothered attempting this with a skate. It's like, no, you're not going to bother, are you? You're not going to get anything. It's not going to right itself. But are we able to right it? Now, I'm probably doing it the wrong way. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's turn around. Then again, why don't I just drag it out a little bit more? Because if we keep going that way, if it's going to move, yes, it is moving. It's that low plus. As soon as you put it into that low plus, you can see, look, it's actually pulling it. Might even be able to get it on the decent bit of mud so we can flip it back over. No, that seems to be a lot now. It's stuck there. Yeah, I think it's just stuck on that bit. Right, so get it out into auto, spin it around. The trouble is there was all that mud there, but we seem to be getting a bit of traction with these tyres anyhow. Would have been so nice to have the Tega tyres on this. So what do we think? Am I going to be able to right that? Are we going to be able to right it? I don't think so. If I take it, I might have to drag it a little bit further. Right, so let's attach the winch where I want it, which is that one there. And let's reverse that so we can get a bit of a snap on the winch. Not that it matters going so slow, but look at that. As soon as I put it into that low, that did start helping. Well, slightly, although we're not pulling now. Can we winch? Yes, we can. So I find you just do little clips of the winch and jobs are good. And I was thinking, why wasn't it reversing? Because it's in low. So, as a recovery vehicle, can we use the Chevy Apache? Well, it seems to be it can be done. Now, you might have been able to do that with a YAR if you had one of the big winches on there, but any of the other Scouts, no, it wouldn't happen. So I think what I'm going to do is is going to be my dedicated recovery vehicle. Now I have got another, the Azov, which is, well, that's underwater. Whether it pull that out, I don't know. We'll leave that till the next episode. Try and drag that. No, we don't want the winch on there. We want the winch on the back of there and drag that out. Is that not winched? Oh, I don't think it was winched on it then. I thought, eh? There we go. Oh, the engine is broken. So yeah, we're going to have to fix that before we drag it out anyway, which I have got repair. Will it be enough? So we want the Freightliner. Yeah, we got an engine. Starting engine. Go into low. Come on, the Freight. It's just stuck in the mud a little bit there now, isn't it? What about if we reverse out? I'll tell you what, the all-wheel drive isn't on either, is it? So let's just change truck. Yeah, see the handbrake's on as well. All-wheel drive. Turn the all-wheel drive off. I bet there's a drive out here now anyway, won't it? Diff lock. Beautiful. And there we go. Job's a good one. Right, I've got to leave this truck here because there's a cargo container in the water what needs recovering. So we leave that truck there, jump in the Chevrolet Apache, and yeah, I'm chuffed. I'm well chuffed with that. That worked pretty well. Did the job. I really didn't expect it, and I bet a few of you were like, what? You're trying to flip that truck up? No, it's not going to do it. And it's done it. So the Chevrolet Apache as a recovery vehicle, it's not too bad. Now, as a rolling vehicle, I'm going to have to be very careful here. See, this is what you find as well with the bigger engine. It's a little bit tweaky, so you give it too much throttle and it's just all or nothing, which you're better off having the engine just underneath. It's a lot better on juice as well, and it's not that less power. Righto, you've been watching UK Gamer 808 for Snowrunner on the PS4 with the Chevrolet Apache 6x6, which is my new dedicated recovery vehicle. Now it is nice that you need to do a little bit of work with it, where sometimes with the TERS you'll just come down, flip it up and off you go. So at least we can work it as a recovery vehicle. Pretty chuffed with that. Righto, that's it for today's Snowrunner episode with the Chevrolet Apache. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out one of my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.